I'm sitting here doing the final touches to the episode 2 of Beautiful Zimbabwe, and I thought I'd quickly come on and just say thank you very much to everybody for the support. I've tried to respond to all your comments below, so if I haven't got to it yet, I will get to it. But thank you very much for keeping it positive, and thank you for all the support. And to the new subscribers, I hope you enjoy yourselves on this channel. I'm still learning, so you're going to have to forgive me for some of the mistakes. But just a short note to say thank you very much, and I hope you all enjoy episode 2 of Beautiful Zimbabwe. Welcome to another episode of Overlanding with Bruce. In this episode, we head to the mighty Zambezi, where we spend 4 amazing days at Nyamapi and Mucheni campsites. We then head to Harare. So thank you very much for all the support and for joining again, and I hope you enjoy this episode. It truly was an amazing adventure. Now from Chitaki, you actually meant to turn left onto the main track. We decided to turn right and see what we could find. Found absolutely stunning bushveld through Mopani forests and untouched vistas. We didn't see much game, but it's probably because the bush was very thick and you couldn't see very far in some places.
Bruce?
Hey Jono, I hope you're having a good trip, man, like I am. You know, and well done on finding this spot, this perfect lunch spot for a little bit of a break. I mean, you can't get any better than this. The only problem I have a complaint about, which you should have actually made plans to improve on, is these Mopani flies are a bit of a pain in the bum. So you could have done a little bit better with that, but this is an acceptable stop off. Thanks very much, John. Due to all the Mopani flies bugging us, we decided to leave very quickly. We set up more cameras, crossed many dry riverbeds, and had an absolutely fantastic drive through almost untouched, thick Mopani bushland. Some people may ask why I come all the way here. Well, this little river crossing is probably one of about 30 that we've done so far today. We also, because of taking all these pictures and video for you guys, we've actually ended up being a little bit late. And you know what's so nice about this? They actually don't mind, because they understand when sometimes people are late. And you know, it just changes the whole sort of feeling about the place, because you're not rushed to get to a place. I mean, we just stopped now to get a cold drink because we've been driving pretty much the whole afternoon, and you're fully allowed to do that, which is really, really awesome, to stand outside the vehicle and just listen. Obviously, you've got to take your precautions and, you know, not make sure there's no predators around, and do it in a safe place where you can see in the distance. But it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome, this park, and I will definitely be bringing my family back here. After a long day on some awesome tracks, we eventually arrived at Nyamapi, checked in, set up camp, and it was my turn to cook dinner. As we had arrived after dark, we had no idea of what our surroundings looked like. So it was a spectacular surprise watching the sun come up over the Zambezi in the morning. I'm trying to figure out what I should say about Mana Pools and about the trip so far, but I don't want to use any corny descriptive words or anything like that and say how awesome it is or fantastic it is or anything like that, and I'm battling to find the correct words to describe the trip here. But so far we have traveled from Johannesburg, we've gone through Beitbridge. From Beitbridge we stopped at Lion and Elephant for a little toasted sami, which is a nice place to stop off, by the way, if you've got enough time. We then went to Gweru, where we stayed at the Antelope Park. From there we've now come through to Mana Pools, and then we split up. I'm off to Harare, and then from Harare I'm going to be going down to Bulawayo. But if time permits, I want to go to Matopus National Park, and then that would take us through to Friday next week. I haven't been to Zimbabwe. I was trying to remember the last date. I mean, some of you may or may not know that I was born in Zimbabwe, and I left many years ago, and I finished schooling in South Africa. But once you're born in a place like Zimbabwe, your heart is always in Zimbabwe. I think it's a fantastic country and it's beautiful, and I mean, there's all sorts of things that I could tell you about, but it's an absolutely amazing country. And the people, for what they've been through, they're all very positive and friendly and smile and wave when you drive past them, and when you stop they want to take selfies with you, and nothing but friendliness, nothing but welcoming people. And it's almost like they're concerned for you, because they also give you some advice and say, well, don't go there, you shouldn't stop here, all this sort of thing. And this campsite is empty. There's one family that's was staying here for a few days. They come from Bulawayo, which we met, and very nice people. And there were some overlanders from the UK and from Ireland that we met, but they basically stayed here one night and moved on to Kariba. And apart from that, and some hippos that you can hear, we've had the place to ourselves. I highly recommend that you come to Zimbabwe. It's absolutely amazing. Yes, there are some bad roads, but as a percentage, I would probably say 60% of the roads are brilliant, 20% of the roads are horrible on the route that I took, and the other 20% is tolerable, with potholes sort of equal to some of the South African bad roads where you've got potholes and that from rainy weather, but very easy traveling. I was able to get fuel in every single center that I stopped at. And I've carried 2 extra jerry cans of fuel just in case I didn't get. But in Chinoy, I must admit that there was a shortage of diesel. But we pulled into a garage there, and he said to us, we don't have diesel, but down the road, you go down on the road 2 kilometers on the left, there's another garage. And they had diesel. And Solomon, the guy I met there, he was absolutely awesome. He was just full of smiles, so happy. Welcome to Zimbabwe, he tells me. And he's a petrol pump attendant, and he's so proud of this country and people that come and visit his country that he was, very welcoming. I mean, I say he's a petrol pump attendant, and I mean that he's not in marketing and he's not in tourism where he has to do that. He's a petrol pump attendant, and he's welcoming us to his country. Super proud of his country. So you need to come and visit Zimbabwe. You need to come and support these people and fill up these campsites, these amazing campsites next to this amazing river where you can actually fish. So I hope you're enjoying the series. I'm sure that this may be the end of episode 1, but as you all know, I'm not professional at this, so it may be the beginning of episode 2 or halfway through episode 1. I don't know, we'll see. But that's what you sleep next to. That view, that river, those hippos making the noise, non-stop. So I said you could fish here. Well, that's if you know what you're doing, which I don't. So while Ryan and Jono were out on a game drive, I borrowed Ryan's fishing rod and attempted to do some fishing. I was not very successful, but I think I did catch something. Whether it was a fish or a root or a rock or something in the water, I don't know. But let's just say that I almost caught a fish. And to be honest, between you and me, I'm actually glad I didn't, because I wouldn't have known what to do if I had caught a fish. Hey, those elephants are upset. Wow, after a brilliant sunset and an awesome night's rest, we're leaving Nyamapi, unfortunately, and heading to the next campsite. So we're going to do a bit of a game drive, and then hopefully we'll see some game. We haven't seen much game, but apparently because of all the rains they've had, the game is very dispersed in the bush. There's water all over the place, so I can understand that. But we did hear lion, hyena, jackal, hippo non-stop. In front of me there's a lot of impala and monkeys at the moment. But what a great campsite, and if you ever decide, I would highly recommend the place. It's a massive campsite with these huge trees, to camp under, and it's absolutely stunning. Raw bush, and it almost feels like you're bush camping because it's so raw. So some people might say it's not maintained well, and that could be the case, but we were able to shower. Okay, there was no hot water, but it's so warm here. It's been like 37, 38 during the day. But it's it's been so warm that you don't actually need hot water. So if you're worried about hot water, bring something that can make hot water. But apart from that, it's been absolutely awesome staying here. Camp staff have been amazing and very friendly, and yeah, I'm a little bit sad to leave, but unfortunately life goes on and we have to continue. So I get a lot of questions about how do I select a campsite when bush camping, and you know what, I don't think there is any rules about how you do that, but what I generally try and do is I watch where the sun comes up, where I can put my solar panels, if the ground is flat. If it's soft sand, you can always dig a hole for your back wheel to level the car off if you're using a rooftop tent. And then obviously most importantly is the view. But there are a few safety things that you need to be aware of, like at night, will you have clear view, or are there bushes like really close to you that possible predators could sneak up in the middle of the night and bother you. And then also, you look out for these kind of trees with these big, I think it's called a sausage tree if I'm not mistaken, but it's a big fruit, and they weigh about 2-3 kilos I think, and some probably even more. And they sometimes drop out of the tree, and if that clips you or hits you on the head, you're going to be in trouble. One of the really nice things about the banks of the river on the Zambezi and Mana pools is that you're about 1.5 to 2 meters off of the water surface. This means that you can get really close to hippo that are swimming nearby without the risk of them attacking you. Just a warning about hippo in case you don't know. They are big and fat, but they can run really fast, and you won't run away from a hippo. So stay clear from them because they are very territorial and they are very dangerous sometimes. So just be very aware when hippo are around and make sure that you've got an escape route and don't take any chances with them. You'll often hear people talk about the lower Zambezi and the upper Zambezi. Now, just to make it easy, basically the upper Zambezi is anything before Kariba. Remember, Kariba is a big dam, so they've got a dam wall, and then the lower Zambezi is anything after the dam wall. Now, around Kariba and in the Zambezi basin, you often get earth tremors, and this is caused by the weight of the Kariba dam. Now, the Tonga people believe that the Nyami, otherwise known as the Zambezi river god, or Zambezi snake spirit, is one of the most important gods to the Tonga people. Nyami is believed to protect the Tonga people, and they believe that the earth tremors are caused because the male Nyami was separated from his wife when the dam wall was built. So the wife is stuck in the upper Zambezi and he's stuck in the lower Zambezi. And he obviously causes the tremors because he's irritated from being separated from his wife. Got the cameras rolling. I just want to get your sort of feelings on this trip. Jono, maybe somebody that has only done 1 or 2 trips before, it would be very interesting to hear what you say, because this has been a heavy trip, heavy overland trip with some real tough bush camping where there's no facilities, and I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, it's quite a juxtaposition between Ryan and myself, and you. I'm like really the novice here, and as you know, I've just done 1 trip to Chobe and Botswana, and it was really something special. But every single site I was at had hot water, had proper ablutions. You know, I was pretty close to most campsites, the managing areas, I felt completely fine. This was proper wild. Every night we've had lion. Every night we've heard hyenas. We've had elephant walk through the camp. We've had hippos, in the day, in the night. It's just been unbelievable. So it's what this car was designed to do, take me to places that people can't get to. No lodge is going to get you here, I don't think, and to experience this where you hear the lion reverberate through your chest. So is it worth it? The answer is absolutely. Doing it with the two of you, oh man, I've learned so much. Bruce, you have no idea. I think this, when you close your eyes at night and you see that sunset, I think that's going to stick with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Very special, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, there's no sunset like a Monopool sunset.
Yeah, right. But to arrange this, to find these campsites,
So Christina, a big thank you to you for all your patience and help. What a pleasure. And I would just wish all booking systems across the whole of Southern Africa were like as efficient and well mannered. And she even sent me a message on the trip. I hope you've arrived in Zimbabwe safely. Please let me know.
Oh wow, really?
I promise you, bro.
Gee whiz, that's
amazing.
amazing.
How awesome is that?
Amazing.
Hey?
Absolutely amazing.
So yeah, really.
But on that subject, haven't you guys found that everybody we meet, whether it's a garage petrol attendant or a person that owns a shop, they've been absolutely friendly and welcoming. Eh?
It's so accepting.
Yeah.
Accepting
Yeah.
and humble and just really, really nice. Also, so thank you to all of you guys just for making the, you've helped. You've put your arms up and you've welcomed us, and we've had such great conversations with a lot of you. So I think booking Zimbabwe was easy. I had no issues. I think that TIP thing in the there's an online there's an online website to be able to do your temporary import permit and declare your goods. And then obviously Tapiwa getting us through the border, I think that's the only way to go.
There's a massive upgrade going on at Beitbridge border post, and it looks more like, it's difficult to tell at the moment because they're busy with it, but it looks more like what you see between Mexico and the United States, where there'll be a bunch of different lanes that people can drive through and do all the necessary when you go through the border post. So we're hoping it's going to be like that.
Let's be honest here, chaps. If you get rid of that hurdle, if you get rid of the hurdle of going through Beitbridge, then Zimbabwe 100% is absolutely open for business. I think we're just here, privileged, very happy. The sightings we've had, wildlife hasn't been great, but the vistas and the sunsets,
Unbelievable.
right?
Yeah.
Bruce was saying to me earlier, you just don't get a sunset that lasts for 2.5 hours. You've seen a sunset, but you haven't seen a Monopool sunset. And man, it is just, epic, splendid, fantastic, next level.
Could you imagine anything more picturesque than this? This is one of my favorite places in southern Africa, and I'm actually a little bit split. I want you all to come and visit this place, but I also don't want you all to come and visit this place because it is one of the last remaining places that feels very untouched when you stay here. But I actually, this time of night when I watch the sun go down, I actually start getting goosebumps because it is actually so spectacular. And I think if you're into overlanding and you're in southern Africa, this is a must-do destination that you need to put on your bucket list because it's absolutely incredible. You know, I see all the guys and I always tease Ryan about his descriptive words and all that sort of thing, and always using epic or next level or any of these phrases, but I find myself in the same position where I actually don't know what words to use to describe the beauty of this place. Come out here, choose some good mates to go traveling with, bring those special family members that would enjoy this, and come and visit this place. The time had come to leave Mana Pools, unfortunately, and head towards Harare. But in true fashion, we obviously had to take the adventure route, which pretty much was the alternative road that was used when the bridges were damaged during the floods earlier this year. It was clear that part of the route that we had used to get back to the gate hadn't been used very much, which led to more adventure. A few times we actually thought we had got lost, but fortunately we eventually found our way back to the gate. Hey Michael, how's it, man?
Right.
Good.
Good, and you?
Yeah, good, man. Thanks so much, eh?
Fine.
You must take care.
Good journey.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
All the best. Thanks, Michael. Cheers, eh?
Now, the route from Mana Pools to Harare is only about 390 or 400 kilometers. So in South Africa, you would expect that to take you around about 4 hours. But in Zimbabwe, because the roads are quite narrow and there's lots of trucks, plan on taking 5.5 to 6 hours to do that route. There's also a few toll gates, and in May of 2022, the fees were 30 Rand or $2 per toll gate. And try and take change because they don't always have change available for you. We eventually arrived in Harare just in time for the Friday afternoon traffic, but it gave us a chance to slow down and have a good look around and see if there's any familiar places. I haven't been here in about 25 years, and I battled to actually recognize anything, but it felt good to be back. In the next episode, I explore Harare. I get lost at Chikurubi prison, where I hope I don't get arrested. And then I head down to Bulawayo, but I have a few stops on the way where I visit Lake Cheveru, which used to be known as Lake Makawane, and visit Zimbabwe's oldest resident. While in Bulawayo, I get a call from Ryan to say he has decided to spend some more time in Zimbabwe and I'm to meet him in Matopos, where we then decide to take a really adventurous route through 3 provinces and past 2 sacred mountains to get to Gonarazo. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next exciting episode of Overlanding with Bruce.